Now we are taking its second part of the Inchcape Rock. As we have discussed the first part in our last lecture, we have parted this poem in two parts because it is too lengthy. That's why. Page number 106, paragraph number 1. Sir Ralph the rover sailed away. He scoured the seas for many a day, and now, grown rich with plunder's store, he steers his course for Scotland's shore. Here in this paragraph, poet describes the pirates sailed away and went about the high seas looking for ships to loot. Over time, he had looted a great deal of riches. He then set sail for Scotland. Escort means traveled freely, energetically for ships to row. Plunder the stores means big amount of looted wealth. So thick a haze overspreads the sky, they cannot see the sun on high. The winds hath blown a gale all day, at evening it hath died away. Here in second paragraph, stanza, the pirates sailed away. Now Ralph the rover plundered seafaring vessels to his heart's content and then set sail to go back to Scotland. Now, on the way, the ship was completely covered in fog. They could not even see the sun. They were blown about the whole day by extremely strong winds. On the deck, the rover takes his stand. So dark it is they see no land. Quoth Sir Ralph, it will be lighter soon, for there is the dawn of the rising moon. Sir Ralph and all the seamates. Now, they could not even see the sun. They were blown about the whole day by extremely strong winds. They did not know the directions they were sailing or how far they had sailed, as the sun was blocked. Suddenly in the evening, the wind stopped blowing. In the darkness after nightfall, they still had no sense of direction. Canst hear, said one, the breakers roar, for methinks we would be near the shore. Now, where we are I cannot tell, but I wish I could hear the Inchcape bell. Here in this stanza, the rover walked about on deck. He tried to calm himself and his crew by saying soon the moonrise would bring some light. One of the sailors asked if the others could hear waves breaking on the shore. He said he could not say they were near which shores, but wished he could hear the Inchcape bell. They hear no sound, the swell is strong, though the wind hath fallen, they drift along, till the vessel strikes with a shivering shock. O Christ, it is the Inchcape Rock. When Rowell and other sailors they wished they could hear the Inchcape bell, there was no sound as the ship was pulled along by the strong waves in the darkness. Suddenly, the vessel shuddered as it struck something violently. At once it was clear they had run into those terrible Inchcape rocks. Now this ship struck something violently. All the sailors they remember, they pray Christ that it is the Inchcape Rock. Sir Ralph the rover tore his hair. He cursed himself in his despair. The waves rush in every side. The ship is sinking beneath the tide. Now, the rover cursed himself and raged helplessly. The ship shattered and slowly sank. Rover cursed himself and he was very disappointed disappear. In the last stanza, but even in his dying fear, one dreadful sound could the rover hear, a sound as if with the Inchcape bell, the devil below was ringing his knell. In the last stanza, Robert Southey described all the last moment, in the last moment of his life, The pirate, fearful, imagined he heard the bell. He felt it was the devil ringing his knell from hell, where he was sure to go. As Robert Southey, he described the Inchcape Rock. Here in brainstorming questions, we are taking second question. Complete the following statement. First one is the abbot of Aberbrothock placed a bell on a Inchcape Rock because. Now we have to write its reason why abbot of Aberbrothock placed a bell on the Inchcape Rock because there were dangerous rocks near the coast which would wreck ships. That's why. The result of the thick haze that covered the sky was that the sailors had no way of knowing in which directions they were sailing. That's why the rover in frustration pulled his hair and cursed himself because he himself had cut the bell which would have rung and the sound would have helped them to save themselves from those killer rocks. That's why the rover in frustration pulled his hair and cursed himself. Given below are the events that give the theme of the poem in a jumbled form, arranged in a proper sequence as per their occurrences. Here, the occurrences, the proper sequence is given. Next question is describe the qualities of the abbot of Aberbrothock in your own words. Now, we have to describe some qualities of abbot of Aberbrothock. Here, two qualities are mentioned: benevolent. Second one is big-hearted. Third quality is cared for the safety and lives of sailors. Fourth quality is concern for the ships and cargo at sea. And the last quality is he is humanitarian. Next question is that some words in the poem are related to different parts of a ship or a mariner's life. Given below are the meanings of those terms. Identify the words here. First is helps in steering the ship. It is called as wheel. The lowest part of the ship. It is called as keel. K-E-E-L. Third question is floating object that shows directions. It is buoy. B-U-O-Y. Next question is another name for a ship. That is vessel. Then last question is sinking sound. It is called as gurgling. Now next question is select the appropriate figure of speech from the box given below and complete the table. Here some figure of speech is mentioned like metaphor, alliteration, repetition, personification, inversion, simile, apostrophe and onomatopoeia. Now here I mention some figure of speech for all of 8 examples. Now we have to find its explanation. First one is given Sir Ralph de Rover tore his hair. The close repetition of consonant sound at the beginning of words. It is explained here. The explanation of second example is no steer in the air, no steer in the sea. It is repetition figure of speech. The explanation is that it emphasizes the quiet stillness. Third example is on a buoy in the storm it floated and swung. It is alliteration figure of speech because the sound of the vowel O is repeated here. Number 4 is down sang the bell with a gurgling sound. This is onomatopoeia figure of speech. Here explanation is the sound of the word resembles their meaning. That's why it is onomatopoeia. The next example is the devil below was ringing his knell. It is metaphor figure of speech. Here the explanation of metaphor is the pirate was fearful. In his last moment, he imagined the devil ringing the bell for his knell. That means he was sure of going to hell. Number 6 is the sheep was as still as she could be. It is personification figure of speech because the sheep is spoken of as she, as if a human being. That's why it is personification. Then number 7 is on the deck the rover takes his stand. It is inversion because for impact the order in the sentence has been reversed in inversion figure of speech. Especially grammatical function is not correct. It can use by any form or any types. Last one is Oakrest. It is apostrophe figure of speech. The explanation of apostrophe is the speaker here is addressing someone who is not there. Thanks for watching this video. This is the part number 2 of the Inkscape rock poem. Thank you.